It is I, your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us as we are talking about Cam Skattebo, the star running back from the Arizona State Sun Devils. Could he be on his way to Seattle? We will break down the possibility of the Seahawks drafting him, go over his scouting report. We'll let you hear from Fox Sports college football analyst Brock Huard of why he thinks that Skattebo would be a good fit for the Hawks. We'll go over all of that and more coming up here on today's show. Now, Skattebo, a lot of people think at the next level is not going to be a running back, that he's going to play the fullback position. And we have talked a lot on this show that the Seahawks offense is looking for a fullback. So, do you want the Seahawks to add a fullback? If so, like today's video. Hit that like button. Let John Schneider and company know loud and clear that we want to see a hog molly in that backfield. Hit that like button. We'll get started with today's show. Cam Skattebo. I'm a big fan of Cam Skattebo. I got to see him in person when, unfortunately, my Kansas Jayhawks lost to his Arizona State Sun Devils last season, and he was fantastic. He was just so good in a number of ways, carrying this Arizona State team on his back en route to winning the Big 12 title, getting to the college football playoff, and now he's looking to take that next step as he enters the National Football League. So what about the idea of bringing him to this Hawks team? Let's tell you more about Cam Skattebo. Began his career at Sacramento State. He was a 0-star recruit at Sacramento State, then went into the transfer portal, still did not have a ton of options as he was looking to move up to the FBS level, but then a guy by the name of Kenny Dillingham, one of the best young coaches in the country, he heard all about Cam Skattebo, gave him the opportunity, and boy, did he deliver with the Sun Devils, as he was a first-team All-American this past season, first-team All-Big 12. And even though Arizona State lost a heartbreaker to Texas in the Peach Bowl, Cam Skattebo was so good in that game, he was still named the Peach Bowl's offensive MVP. And I don't even think Texas fans were mad about it, because they were sitting there like, wow, this guy's incredible. He's the real deal, and really just worked that Texas defense. And what I've seen from Cam Skattebo, looking at his draft evaluation and hearing the interviews, as well as just the way he's worked on the football field, I see a guy that is one of the hardest working players I've ever seen. And this is somebody that if you say, Cam Skattebo, I need you to jump and do this, and his answer is going to be how high. He is willing to do whatever is asked of him, whether it's running the football, whether it's as a pass catcher, a blocker, a teammate, a leader. He does all the little things right. You look at his statistics, and he was phenomenal, my friends. This past year with Arizona State, rushed it nearly 300 times, and was able to finish the season with over 1,100 yards, averaged 5.8 yards per carry, 21 total touchdowns this past year at Arizona State. But that's not all, folks. Look at what he did as a receiver as well. 45 total catches for 605 yards with 13.4 yards a reception, along with 3 receiving touchdowns. He did it in more ways than one. The scouting report on Skattebo: he's a physical downhill runner. He's got good patience and vision, a lot better vision than 4 eyes right here. And one thing that I really like is the third down value he brings to the table. Whether it's a short yardage situation, whether it's on a screen and creating some openings that way, you have to account for wherever Cam Skattebo is on the field and the plays that he can make in those third down circumstances. He's got unteachable effort. I don't know anything about his family, but I just had to imagine he was raised right, that he's got a good mom and dad that have just done all the things to put him in a position to succeed. Good character, good motor. Now, the downside, he does lack explosiveness a bit, but if he's playing fullback for me and as a backup running back, I can live with that, of maybe not being the most explosive guy. I think there's enough good that can make up for him lacking the explosiveness there. More on Cam Skattebo in a moment, but first, let's ask you guys your chance to be on the clock here on Seahawks Today. Should Seattle draft Cam Skattebo? Type D for draft, P for pass. Way in the comments section, let us know if they should draft Cam Skattebo or not. Today's show is sponsored by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Seattle Seahawks Today. They offer last-minute deals, which include savings up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. Game Time Picks makes last-minute ticket buying even easier than ever by quickly highlighting the best games in the stadium. They also offer their zone deals, which save even more when you choose a selection and let Game Time choose the seats. They also offer their all-in pricing, where you can toggle this feature and it will show you the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. They also offer their seat views, where you can get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price at Game Time is guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. I got to tell you, folks, I mean it when I say I love Game Time. The game I mentioned that I saw Cam Skattebo play in person against Kansas, where did I get my tickets? Game Time. Maybe you want to go do a Mariners game or another event in Seattle. Game Time has got you covered. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. All right, so let's talk about what Skattebo brings to the table. His vertical jump is a 39.5-inch vertical jump. And if you don't understand that, that's okay. That's where I come in to give you a little perspective on that. Here's some names that vertical jump is better than. Some freak athletes, okay? Adrian Peterson. And I love Adrian Peterson. His vertical jump was higher than AD all day. Adrian Peterson's my favorite running back that I've ever seen in my lifetime. And he's got a higher vertical jump than him. How about beast mode? Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, higher than him too. And you want another? I'll give you another. Jamal freaking Charles. He had a higher vertical jump than Jamal Charles as well. Now, I have a bone to pick with the mainstream media out there talking about Cam Skattebo. I have seen a lot of lazy takes when it comes to Cam Skattebo, comparing him to all these white running backs. Oh, he's Toby Gerhart. He's sneaky athletic. Stop saying that. Stop saying he's sneaky athletic. Just because he's a white running back doesn't mean he's sneaky athletic. He's athletic. He's athletic as hell, and there's nothing sneaky about it. He is who he is, all right? And because I am somebody that sees beyond racial color, I will give you a proper pro comp for Cam Skattebo. He reminds me of Kareem Hunt. And Kareem Hunt has had a pretty decent career in the NFL with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns. He's been very good in short yardage situations. That's who I see when I see Cam Skattebo. And his grade is probably about a third or fourth rounder. So for all you people out there that say, well, the Seahawks have needs on the offensive line that they have to address in the edge rusher position and among others here. Well, last time I checked, Seattle's got 10 total picks. It's not going to kill you to spend a third or fourth round pick on Cam Skattebo to be a running back / fullback for you. And you're going to fill a need that John Schneider says that they are working on adding a fullback. John Schneider's made that known very clear, that they are working to add a fullback to this offense after that went away under Ryan Grubb. Klint Kubiak has made it clear he wants to bring that position back, and Cam Skattebo could be exactly what he's looking for. More from John Schneider. That's actually a position we're working on right now in free agency as well as the draft. It's going to be new for us, but we're excited about trying to figure it out. I think the fullback is making a comeback. We don't get enough practice time in college football or pro football, so the fundamentals aren't great. But when you're talking about preparing for a two-back offense, your run fits, that's a lot now. Everybody's really preparing for one running back. So when Klint comes in, I know head coach Mike Macdonald was really fired up about having a fullback in our offense. Adding a fullback is essential, I think, especially on a team that's got their offensive line problems. Get an extra blocker in the fold, somebody that can run the football effectively, that can be a good pass catcher and a good blocker, whether it's at the fullback spot or even at the running back spot. I'm going to find a lot of use for Cam Skattebo in this Seattle offense. Who's a player the Seahawks should draft? Give me a name that comes to mind, whether it's Cam Skattebo or somebody else. Weigh in that comment section and let us know. For the best Seahawks coverage around, you got to be subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today, as we're bringing you daily news and rumors. We have live shows each and every Monday and Wednesday. We're talking all things draft, free agency, trades, and more. It's all right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. If you're a diehard Seahawks fan, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Make sure all your friends subscribe as well for real, honest analysis that you won't find other places, folks. We are keeping it 100 all the time here on Seahawks Today. Telling you what you need to hear, not always what you want to hear. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Let's get at least 20 subs off today's video. Make it happen, and we certainly would appreciate it. Now, Seattle, we mentioned, they want help at this fullback spot. And personally, if I'm looking for a guy to play the fullback spot, I would like at least the flexibility where, if needed to be, I can trust him to run the football and be a running back too, to be a hybrid of sorts. I think he fits exactly what Seattle was looking for in this sense. And my guy Brock Huard, Fox Sports college football analyst, also does radio with Seattle Sports. He agrees with yours truly. Listen to this. When I talk to folks around there and people in this system, they say for a fullback, you know what you're looking for. We're looking for a guy like Olandis Gary, somebody that was a college tailback, Cam Skattebo, who knows how to read the game, who sees things before they happen. And that's Cam Skattebo. Huard goes on to say, make him a Seahawk. That sounds great to me. I'm all in. I'm all in on the possibility. Let's see Seattle do this. Look, we know the running back room's loaded, all right? K9, Zach Charbonnet, I love that 1-2 punch. Kenny McIntosh, he ain't bad either. You got some real depth there. But I'm not going to ask any of these guys to play the fullback spot. I will ask Cam Skattebo to do that and to add another piece to this backfield. And not to mention, you don't know how much longer K9 and Zach Charbonnet are going to be here anyway. We still got to figure out if they're going to get extensions or not and what that situation looks like. Closing thought, if you draft Cam Skattebo, you're going to get a hard worker. You're going to get a playmaker, a great leader. You will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed today's show, hit the like button. Smash that like button. Give it a little tickle, if you will. And we appreciate you guys for stopping by here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Deuces.